Test 1, 2, 3. Well, that works. Jose, hope you can hear me. I'm having technical difficulties in the situation room. No, try that. Hey man, hope you're doing all right. Listen, I'm trying to get set up here in the hotel room in Louisville, and just not there yet. Can you hear me? Ozzy, tell me, can you hear me? Hear me? Everybody hear me? Simplify, Alfred, how you doing, brother? Cocktail. Can anybody hear me? Somebody say yes if you can hear me. I'm in Miami. Yes. Okay, Ozzy, you can hear me. Well, right now I can't hear anybody or anything. I'm guessing that's probably a problem on my end. All right. So we're here. We made it here. We just got here. You can see I don't even have lighting set up. I just told you guys I was going to be here, so I'm here. Alan, I did get your message, brother. Listen, I set my GVWR and paid that federal excise tax of 12%. I think mine was $2,500 or $2,600 at the time. But I paid that because I wanted to put 20,000 pounds on the deck, and the trailer weighed 10, so I paid it. To answer your question, from earlier this week, it is depending on what you want to do. Is it worth it? I don't know. I very rarely move a 20,000 pound load, So it's all going to be up to what you want to do. Just remember that it's very, very difficult to get it upgraded or downgraded once you get it. So make your decision now. Everybody, I'm sorry for the graininess. I can actually see it. It's grainy. You got the bed behind me. We just literally rolled in here and I turned on. I don't even have my mic. I literally told you guys, hey, I am going live, and here I am. So I was a couple minutes late, but I wanted to make sure. Hey, Brad, I wanted to make sure that I could figure out, at least do what I told you I was going to do, which was go live. Alan, Craftsman is saying 29.9 can be 19K, but it's all about load play. That is true. It is true. $3,800. What he's talking about is the federal excise tax, and the federal excise tax is anything over 25.9 costs you 12% on the sale of the truck. Okay, so just understand that. Hey, Danny, that is something. Look, I was flush with cash when I did it because I had run that little 32 footer for 6 months, made $100,000. A few thousand extra didn't really matter to me. I just paid cash for it and moved on. Now, $3,800 is a lot more because that federal excise tax is based on the sale price. Well, the sale price of these trailers have went up by about 40%. So, yeah, Alan, buddy, look, I would not blame you if you didn't pay for it. So it's okay. 25.9 is 25.9. You'll do what you can do, and you'll make good money doing it. Okay. Alan says he bought a Ram, getting ready to roll. You go, boy. Well, let me tell you where we're at. We're sitting over here in Louisville, Kentucky. Let me get that light out of here. Oh, my shit. That's the other way. We're over here in Louisville, Kentucky, We just had dinner at this little Black Olive Italian restaurant down here. Nice. It was pretty good for what it was. But look at this. I said, hey, can I have a drink to go? That old boy hooked my ass up. So, yeah. So we're sitting there having a cocktail. Um, let's see. Do we have questions today? I'm all by myself today, just so you know. I don't have any help. Mila's tied up at the moment. So, what do we got? Good evening. Okay, Jeremy, must be nice. Some of us have to work. No, some of you making big money, Jeremy. Just remember that, brother. So, love you, mean it. Tomorrow, just so you know, I'm hoping to be able to slide you guys some really good information tomorrow. We have three classes that we're actually going to go to, and they have to do with the current state of the business, basically, and dealing with brokers and a few other things. And like I said, I'm trying to get in there and get as much information as I can, see what people are saying, and then I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to give it to you guys. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to learn something. I'm always about learning something. If you stop learning, you die. So that's just sort of where we're at with that. This week has been absolutely insane. We have 2 drivers coming on next week. So trying to do that and do everything else is crazy. This week, now I'm done as far as, I'm not done. You know I'm not done. I still got to work. I had calls coming all the way over here and putting out fires and dealing with things. And these are things you're going to have to deal with if you get your own MC, is you're going to have to be dealing with all the problems that come up. So that's what I did all the way over here. To give you the gambit of things you deal with, just so you understand, we've been dealing with guys wanting to get started, guys wanting to lease on, guys that are leasing on and coming on, issues with drivers. For example, we had, and bless his heart, he was ripped out of the frame, but his wife got broken, or his house got broke into while his wife was in it. And the guy held the wife hostage and stole all her jewelry, made her, do all it, did not rape her, thank God. And that's what I tried to tell him, to look at the, positive at what you had. So we're getting him home. So these are the things you have to deal with and be prepared to deal with every day, because everybody's got their own issues. Now, I'm just looking down here for questions, just so you know. Until then, I'm just going to yap a minute. One thing I really found funny this week, I had the honor of talking to a Pensacola, Florida sheriff while he was on duty, mind you. And he was talking about getting out and getting into the business and doing all that. And it was just great talking to him. But he said, "Are you still working?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm still working." "Why would you think I'm not working?" And he said, "Well, I figured, at your age," which, mind you, I'm 7 years older than he is. But he said, "At your age, I figured you would just be sitting back. You're a YouTube this and a YouTube that." And I'm like, "Dude, you have any idea about what YouTube is really about?" I said, "YouTube's about entertainment. if you look at Toe Piglet, for example, and I like Alex, don't get me wrong, but Toe Piglet blew a whole lot of smoke up a whole lot of people's asses and was given this pie in the sky. We're so excited about, doing this, and was making entertainment out of it. I said, dude, I don't do entertainment. I said, I do education and I do mentorship. That's it. That's all I do. And he said, well, what are you making off of YouTube? And I literally grabbed my or 1099 from YouTube and looked at it. I made $1,125 last year off of YouTube. That's less than $100 a month. So, for you guys to think that I'm making money off of YouTube, these guys are crazy as shit. I don't know what they're thinking, but $1,100. It's less than $100 a month. All right, Alfred, thank you, buddy. Alfred says, how much is your net gross with one truck working 5 days a week? All right, that's a good question. And I'm going to tell you this about it. It's going to depend on the driver, number one, and how he runs, and how the driver manages his clock, and Jeremy, you can jump in here real quick. Like I said, I don't have any help here today, so I'm reading and doing what I'm doing. So understand, Alfred, if you are a driver that does not manage his clock correctly and does not pay attention to what he's doing, then you will not make as much money as the guy that does. Now, I have drivers out there that make over $8,000 a week. And I have drivers out there that make just $3,000 a week. And the difference between the two drivers is the drivers and how they are working their clocks. If they are not running hard and making it happen, that's your difference. I sat there last Friday and I opened up my sheet and I looked at it. And let me tell you something. I told Mila, I said, those two drivers right there will be your top two drivers this week. You watch. And sure enough, come tomorrow's pay settlement, those two will be the top two drivers. Jeremy says, got to be willing to run and maximize your clock. And that is not a joke. Now, mind you, you're going to have times. I'll just tell you now where shit's going to happen out there, guys. And let me tell you something. You guys get the real deal with me. I'm not making a video. I'm live right here in Louisville, Kentucky. So what I'm telling you now is that things are going to happen. And there may be a time where you make 10 grand a week. I've seen it twice in my time. Twice. So think about that. Those two times, these two drivers had perfect weeks. There was no traffic. There was no delays. There were no breakdowns. There was no weather. None of that stuff come into play. And they banged it out. Every time you have traffic, delays, weather, hiccups, anything, that affects your money. Now, Jeremy, I want to tell you something. I'm so proud of Jeremy because Jeremy's a fellow Marine. And Jeremy came on board and he did not have the best start. Okay. And it wasn't his fault. It was just, it was his fault, Jeremy. That was your driving record. So you got thumped on. You got your insurance thumped on a little bit. So, but just so you know that Jeremy has overcome, he's adapted, He's banging out the money now, and I'm tickled to death to have him on our team. He's a wonderful guy, and I love it. Alan says, is working hard, breaking speed work records, or just early and maximizing the clock? Things you got to have to understand something. Okay, maximizing your clock doesn't mean speeding. As a matter of fact, if you're speeding, you've done something wrong. One thing I want you to understand is we can see your speed. Okay, DD214, we can see everything you're doing. And if something happens, and Jeremy will attest to this, okay, if something happens, I will be on the phone to you asking what the hell's going on. And what you have to realize is that your clock is your clock. Okay, that's 14 hours. But your clock also has to revolve around shipping and receiving, where shipping and receiving will start at 7 to 8 and end at 3. And those are the numbers you have to work within. And if you don't work within those numbers, if you say, okay, I'm going to get up at 10 today, well, that's okay, but you're not going to get another load. And you have to realize that. You need to be at that ship or the receiver that with the load you have on when they open the door. And you need to get that off, and you need to help them get that off. You need to get up, out, and gone, because you only have until 3 to pick up the next load. And that's in most cases. So if you can manage that clock and make those kind of things happen, you will make money. If you cannot, man, it's going to be tough on you. How many times are receivers open at like 03 to 05? None. Very seldom is anybody open at 03 in the morning to 05 in the morning. And what you do is when you get that rate confirmation, Jeremy says 90% are not. So, you'll get 1 or 2 that are open at really, really early at 6:30, but you got to remember those people too close at 2 or 2:30. So when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, you have to get your mindset that when you get a rate confirmation, when you get that rate confirmation, you look at your shipping and receiving hours, because that's now your clock. That's when you need to be there. So if you say show up and drop a load at noon, the probability of you getting another loan for the day is weak, very weak. So you have to maximize your time and understand that time is money, and it's just not your time is money, but their time is money. Okay, so what we got? What we got? I have like I said, I had a crazy week this week, and everything went really, really fast. It just ended. Jeremy, I hope you're doing all right. The last time I checked you yesterday, you were somewhere in New York. We had a drive. Oh, let me tell you this driver. Okay, here's the story. So this goes to show you how messing around with your equipment can screw you up. All right, so we got a driver. Good guy. I mean, he's been in the top 2 or 3 a couple times. So we got the driver, and he calls up and he says, "Hey, got a problem." I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "My anti-lock brake controller's out." And I'm like, "Well, that's not good." And the guy told him that it was going to be 6 months. It was 6 months. Okay, 6 months. So he calls me, and I told him, I said, point blank, I said, "Look, guys, you're not looking at 6 months, because you're going to be dead and gone at 6 months." Okay. And I said, "Now, it's not how you react to this. Okay. Okay, life is 1% of what happens to you, and 99% of how you react to it. So when he talked to me, he was a little bit down and. So I told him, I said, look, change your thought process. You want to change that process to not like, oh my God, I'm dead. What am I going to do? To how do I overcome this obstacle? How do I find the part? How do I do this? How do I do that? And that opens up your brain to start looking. We found this part within 10 minutes in stock, online, and it could be overnighted. Not a problem. He went to his last stop and dropped it off, went to the local dealer here who brought the truck in, checked it out. Guys, he had taken out his center console and moved things around to put an ice chest in his truck. Well, inside that center console, there is a sensor that sits there like this. And that sensor is designed to read if that truck is upside down or not. Okay. Well, when he put it back in, he just tossed it in there and he tossed it in upside down. So the truck was reading that his vehicle was upside down and it was locking up the brakes every time he touched the brakes. And the new dealership said, there's nothing wrong with your truck. We just flipped it back up. It works fine. We don't know how the airbags didn't go off. So listen, if you're going to mess with your truck, please remember that it might not be a great idea. And if you're going to put stuff back, put it back right. Okay, so we've been in this thing now for a few minutes. Do we have anything else? Listen, guys, everything we do on the mentorship program here goes to Wounded Warriors and St. Jude's. So if you can help us help them, great. We appreciate it. Do we have any other questions? Rodney, Jeremy, Alan, anybody? Let's see. We got Alfred, Rodney, Jeremy, Danny. I don't know Danny. Hey, Danny. Hope you're still there, buddy. We got a Brad. That's new. Aussie. Aussie, how's everything going for you, brother? Everything okay? Prevent the squat. How do you prevent the squat? I put airbags in my truck. Is that what you're talking about? Alan, I got 2 5,000-pound airbags. Hey, man, you're welcome, Facebook user. Fine, but I'm driving right now. That's why I'm not. Okay. All right. No worries. You be safe, Ozzy. Don't be messing around while you're driving. But listen, guys, what I did with my truck when I first got it was I put the 5,000-pound airbag system in my truck. And I did that because as I was going to cross 80 in Iowa, I was bouncing like this because I had one load on and then I had to take a load off. So my load wasn't dispersed exactly the way I wanted it. Like to beat me to death. I thought my guts were going to come out. So I put on the 5,000-pound airbags. It has an onboard compressor and a remote control, and that is important. Listen, as you're going down the road, you need to be able to adjust that ride. I saw one guy that put it on, and he did not have the onboard compressor. Therefore, he had to stop and put it in that way, and then you have to adjust it. Make sure each side's right. I didn't do that. I'm lazy. I'm not getting out alongside of the road. So they have I think a 7,500-pound system as well. And with a 500, that's a little overkill. If you got a 5500, the 7000 file may be okay for it, but for the 3500, it was too much. So, and it was actually recommended that I did not do that. So, all right, what else we got? Oh, Jeremy's talking. Hey, by the way, Alan, that's what I paid was $1,800. So, and that was a couple of years ago. So that sounds to me like a good deal. New viewer, hey Eric, how you doing? Look, man, if I can help a brother out, I'm going to help a brother out. Like we said, we're here in Louisville, Kentucky. We're hoping to be able to shoot video from this and that and some fun stuff. But mainly, I've got 4 classes. I'm going to try to learn a few things or maybe update, what I'm doing. So yeah. All right, what we got? Anything new? Jeremy's right. Have the shop install it. That way you have somebody to go back onto. Do we have anything else? Any questions? Concerns? All right. We're going to call this an evening. I'm sorry for the clarity of this thing. I know it sucks, but, it is what it is. I am here. So we will talk to everybody later. See, you made it to the show. Yes, Jim, I made it to the show. I sent you one. I don't know what that is, brother. But if you guys need anything, call Bryan. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. I see my name in here. It says call Bryan. I tried contacting you about getting my documentation for my Hotshot business. No reply. I don't know what you're talking about, Isaiah. I didn't see it. Hit me again. Hey, Isaiah, hit me again, brother. If I don't reach out, listen, if I don't reach back out to you, that probably means I didn't see or I didn't get it, because, all these guys here will tell you, if I see it or get it, I'll call you. Hell, you can call me. Do I have my phone number up here? I don't have my phone number, but there's my email. You can email me direct. I'll talk to you. I ain't scared, brother. So take that email down. Let's go back over here. Jordan Cobb, new to the game, working for a company, 20% and 4% factoring, $150 a week for insurance. Am I getting shafted? The $150 a week is pretty damn good. I'll tell you that now, because our insurance is running depending on our insurance is based on you. So I don't know how they're doing their insurance. Our insurance is, Jeremy, please step in. Jeremy, please step in here, because Jordan Cobb, he's getting 20% and 4% factoring with $150 insurance. So just so you know, our insurance is $300 to $400 a week, period. I mean, and it's based on your driving history, your stated value of your vehicle. Okay, so understand that. Jordan Cobb asked, new to the game, working for a company, 20%, and I'm guessing that's off the top, plus 4% factoring and $150 a week insurance. Am I getting shafted? I'm going to let Jeremy answer that, actually, because are you running their equipment, he asked. Hey, Eric, Mr. Taylor, Eric, give me a call. I don't have my phone number on this thing, but you can go to 704 273-3085, extension 700, and that comes to me, or you can hit me on that email address right there. And hopefully that will, that'll get you. Jordan Cobb. Jeremy, Jordan says he's an owner-operator. What is your feeling on that? And that would be 20%, new to the game, 20%, that's 24%, 24% and $150. Well, the insurance is much cheaper than Jeremy's, that's for sure. And that's for sure. Jeremy, you want to tell them why they're cheaper than yours? So, understand that 24% gross is not good, dude. We do, Jeremy, what are we doing? 15, a little over 15%. But you have to give your insurance up. So, and that insurance is, like I said, is $300 to $400 a week. And you $300 to $400 a week against 24%, depending on how you're running, makes a big difference. But you also have to understand: are they? Hey, Eric, let me ask you this: are they covering physical damage on your vehicle? That will be the next question. So, I think it's 20% for Bryan. It's 20, Jim. Okay, hey Jim, it's 20% of the adjusted gross income. We don't take a percentage until after your insurance comes out. We don't charge a factoring fee. So understand that we are at 15 point, and it changes depending on what you make. So Jeremy says 15.5 roughly, plus whatever your insurance is. So understand that we have, before the lease on percentage is taken out, your dispatch percentage is taken out, your insurance is taken out. So here's your gross, your dispatch percentage, your insurance percentage, any admin fees are taken out. There's zero factoring. All that stuff's taken out. So I do what I call 20% adjusted gross income. Oh no, it's $150 a week just for cargo insurance. Post that, will you please? No. See, Jeremy's got full coverage insurance on his truck and trailer. So it's not just cargo insurance. It's the when our insurance is due, we cover the truck, the trailer, and the cargo. So that may be the difference. I'm not sure. And it's hard for me to sit here in a hotel room in grainy light trying to figure out, what your gig is. But Jordan, I'm more than welcome to talk to you about it. Reach out and we'll talk. So what else we got, guys? Anything else? Because we're going to shut it down and drink this cocktail. If you guys need me, please reach out. I'm here. We want to make sure you guys are legal, number one, safe, number two, and profitable, number three. That's our goal. And like I said, I'm not making no money off of YouTube. So believe me, the money I'm making is running free. So You guys have a great week. You will hear from me again. I may come live again. So stand by. We'll talk to you either in the next couple of days or next week. Have a great week. Love your family. God bless you. Take care. See you.